Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're craving one of the most dramatic hikes in the Canadian Rockies, then stick around because today I'm taking you on our epic August 2025 climb up to the summit of the Devil's Thumb in Banff National Park. That's right, this isn't your average stroll. Steep terrain, unmarked trails, jaw-dropping views over 2 lakes, and yes, a seriously sketchy scramble near the top. So lace up your boots, drop a like if you're ready to go off trail for a bit, and let's hit it. So we started early in the morning. It's August, so there's plenty of daylight. Here we are at the main trailhead by Lake Louise. Right from the get-go, the scenery is gorgeous. The turquoise water, mountain reflections, and the famous hotel by the lake. We used this gentler section to warm up and take in the views before things got serious. We found the trailhead and started our ascent. After a short lakeside walk, we reached Mirror Lake, also sometimes called the Looking Glass Lake. The water was nearly glassy, reflecting the peaks. It's an ideal photo stop. From there, the trail begins to climb via the switchbacks. The forest opens up. You'll get views back to Lake Louise, and the gradient gets steeper. You'll notice the crowds begin to thin out here, and for good reason. This bit can be challenging. Before too long, you'll reach this waterfall. This was a popular stop for a lot of people. We decided to press on up the stairs. Next up, the beautiful Lake Agnes Tea House. This historic little mountain tea house is nestled beside Lake Agnes, and it's the perfect midpoint to rest, refuel, and enjoy the alpine surroundings. The spot feels very remote, even though it's accessed via a well-known hike. Here you can capture shots of the tea house, the lake, the hikers relaxing, and even have a tea and a treat. It's also a good checkpoint. From here onward, the terrain tightens and the climb gets more demanding. From the tea house, you continue round the lake's far shore before you begin the steeper climb. The view from the other side of the lake was really breathtaking. And the switchbacks after, whew, man, they left me huffing and puffing. Now once you reach the top, before heading to Devil's Thumb, you can take a short detour to the Beehive Lookout. We actually stopped there on the way up. It's a great move. The viewpoint offers sweeping views over Lake Louise on one side and Lake Agnes on the other. We paused here for a few minutes of footage, looking out at the valley, catching our breath, and getting a preview of the ridge we would soon scramble up. Okay, this is where things get real. The trail to Devil's Thumb from the Beehive Junction is unmarked. It's steep and requires some scrambling. Guides emphasize that this isn't just a casual walk. We follow the obvious footpath, past logs placed across the trail. It's an indication that Parks Canada discourages casual hikers from continuing. The ground became loose scree and gravel. The slopes steepened. At one point, we were almost ascending straight up the side of a ridge, hands on rock, mindful of loose stones, aware of the drop-off. I don't have a lot of footage of that part because it required all of my attention and I couldn't really hang on to a camera as I'm climbing. But this is where the sketchy factor really kicks in. One wrong step and you're dealing with steep terrain and exposure. So we took it slow. We used trekking poles and we were cautious. As we neared the summit of Devil's Thumb, the terrain shifted from scree to large boulders. We had to use both hands and feet and picked our way carefully and focused on each step rather than just trying to rush. And just like that, you reach the summit plateau and the payoff hits. 360-degree views of Banff National Park. There were only a handful of hikers up here, but once you reach the tip, you can see from here you have simultaneous views of Lake Agnes on one side and Lake Louise on the other. Legendary. We took a long pause here, capturing those 360-degree panning shots, taking in the wind, the sun, and the views, and really just basking in what we just accomplished. In August, the air was clear, the lake's deep blue, the mountains sharp. It was the perfect timing. We even had an encounter with a friendly visitor who seemed just as hungry as we were. Now, before we descend, a little backstory to enrich the hike. The Devil's Thumb route was first climbed by pioneering mountaineer S.E.S. Allen in 1892. Even though it's now a fairly popular scramble, it's not an official trail, which means hikers need to be prepared and experienced. So when you get up there, harness that mindset. You're not just walking a trail, you're traversing terrain that's guided by mountaineers, geology, and history. Okay, time to head down. We retraced our route back over the final scramble section and finally made our way back down to the lake shore of Lake Louise. The contrast is striking, from high ridges and exposure to the gentle lakeside walk at the end with a million people. It was truly wild to see how many people don't really venture past this point, but it's a hike I highly recommend. Okay friends, that wraps up our August 2025 adventure to the Devil's Thumb. If you're thinking of tackling this hike, make sure you're physically prepared and have hiking boots, poles, and lots of water and snacks. Time your hike for clear weather. We got lucky, so the views were amazing. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. What's the most challenging hike you've done? I'd love to hear. And if you end up doing this route, come back and comment. I want to hear about it. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you on the next trail. Until then, keep wandering, keep exploring, go out and live your best life.